Okay, Dana Point, it's time to answer the question, how's the market? Well, the story of the last week was an increase in inventory and price increases. But does that mean a shift in the market? This is the Dana Point Weekly Trend Forecast, and I'm Nathan Nekashea. I'm kind of like your mouthy neighbor who likes to give his opinion on everything from ketchup as an underrated condiment to the proper way to say GIF or GIF. Anyway, special thanks to Altos Research for collecting and compiling all the data for me to analyze and share with you. Now, let's dive in. Starting off strong with the Market Action Index for Dana Point. Last week, we ended with an MAI of 37, just a smidge down from the previous week's 38. Not really anything to write home about because Dana Point is still slightly favoring sellers. Obviously, this could easily change if sellers start to get too ambitious or if we see an influx of buyers that can't be supported by supply. Right now, we actually have a decent balance of supply to demand, even though the market skews towards sellers. It's not such a strong leaning that a meaningful change in dynamics couldn't push things dramatically one way or another. I'm going to get into what we saw with inventory when I address the market segments a little bit later. But for now, let's talk about median days on the market. Right now, the median days on market in Dana Point is down to 63 days from 70 the previous week. This is just one indicator that demand has remained fairly stable recently. Next, price decreases and relist percentage. We didn't see any change in the percentage of homes with a price decrease in Dana Point over the past week. We're still sitting at 29% and still under the normal 30 to 35%. Are we well under the norm? No. But it's kind of like driving the speed limit in the fast lane. You're not breaking the law, but you're not following the normal flow of traffic. So homes in Dana Point are still being priced correctly for the market conditions right now, which is kind of reaffirmed through the sales and the lack of a need to cut prices. The percentage of homes being relisted remained at 11%, which is just a hair above the normal high level of 10%. Does that mean that buyers have a strong and distinct advantage? No, it just means that a tiny number of homes that either had a deal collapse or failed to sell are back on the market, with hopefully a new marketing plan. This is one to keep an eye on because if this number increases in tandem with price decreases, we could be seeing a flip to a buyer advantage. Now, the price increases. We saw the number of homes with price increases bump up 1% from the previous week. Without rounding, it actually equated to almost 1.25%. This isn't terribly consequential right now, but it could be an early sign of investor activity picking up, or more likely, increasing buyer demand. But it could be both. Either way, it's a good metric to watch. And now on to inventory and the Dana Point market segments. Yay! Rather than identify the median price of each of Dana Point's market segments, here's what you really need to know. Dana Point has a wide span between market segments, and it represents the gamut of price points in Orange County. The bottom median price segment is almost $1.9 million, though, and the top segment sits just under $20 million. Now, you kind of know what we're dealing with. So the bottom and lower market segments were the only two of the four to add inventory. The bottom segment added 4 new listings, while the lower segment added 3. No listings were absorbed last week in any of the market segments, which means that Dana Point didn't have any closed sales and sits with 62 homes for sale. Is that significant for 1 week? Nah, but if we see stretches where nothing closes, then we could be looking at a shift in the market. Keep in mind, most everything that's closing right now went under contract 30 to 60 days ago and is one data point that has somewhat of a delay. But since then, we've seen mortgage rates stabilize and drop. So the real story of absorption is going to be told in the near future. Dana Point still has some good opportunities for buyers and sellers. We essentially have a balanced market because the advantage that's given to sellers is almost exclusively based on the inventory levels. I think we're going to see buyers start to take advantage of the lower competition and the current pricing. Waiting until spring might result in slightly lower interest rates, but will come with higher prices and far more competition. It's really the same thing for sellers. Competition is low, buyers are active, and as long as your home is marketed and priced properly, you're still in the driver's seat. Look, the goal isn't to convince you to do something. My goal is to give you the information to take action on what you already want to do. Every opportunity isn't an opportunity for everyone, but if you are able to make a move, it might be worth looking into, because an opportunity is only an opportunity until everybody's doing it. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe for more. Until next time.